Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today, we unravel one of the darkest and most shocking storylines in The Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke Logan's tragic and untimely death sets the stage for a series of explosive events, as the rivalry between Brooke and Taylor spirals out of control, culminating in betrayal, guilt, and a desperate cover-up that will change the lives of everyone involved. Let's dive into the full details of this groundbreaking storyline. Brooke's plan to help Ridge. The drama begins with Brooke Logan's unwavering determination to help Ridge Forrester regain control of Forrester Creations. For Brooke, this is not just about business, it's about loyalty to Ridge and ensuring the Forrester legacy remains intact. She carefully crafts a plan to outmaneuver Carter and Brooke's daughter, Hope, who have taken control of the company. When Brooke reveals her plan to Ridge, he is deeply touched by her efforts. Ridge feels a renewed sense of gratitude and connection to Brooke, appreciating her unwavering support during one of the most challenging periods in his life. However, this rekindling of their bond does not go unnoticed. Taylor Hayes, Ridge's current partner, is both furious and terrified. For Taylor, Brooke's actions are more than a business move, they are a direct threat to her relationship with Ridge. Taylor fears that Brooke's involvement will reignite Ridge's feelings for her, jeopardizing the happiness she has fought so hard to rebuild. Driven by insecurity and jealousy, Taylor decides to take matters into her own hands. Taylor confronts Brooke. Unable to contain her growing anxiety, Taylor arranges a secret meeting with Brooke. Taylor confronts her rival, accusing Brooke of using the Forrester Creations situation as a ploy to win Ridge back. She demands that Brooke stay out of her life and leave Ridge alone. Brooke, unshaken by Taylor's accusations, fires back. She boldly asserts that Ridge has always loved her and that Taylor is merely trying to hold on to a relationship built on false hope. The tension between the two women reaches a boiling point, with neither willing to back down. What begins as a heated verbal exchange quickly escalates into a physical altercation. Taylor, unable to control her emotions, lashes out at Brooke. The confrontation becomes violent as the two women shove and claw at each other in a struggle fueled by years of rivalry and resentment. A fatal accident. Amid the chaos, disaster strikes. During the struggle, Taylor pushes Brooke, causing her to lose her balance and fall down a grand staircase. Brooke lands at the bottom with a sickening thud, her body motionless. The realization hits Taylor instantly: Brooke is dead. Shock and panic consume Taylor as she stares at Brooke's lifeless body. She didn't mean for this to happen, but the reality of her actions is undeniable. Fear grips her as she contemplates the consequences of what she's done. For Taylor, the thought of losing everything, her freedom, her relationship with Ridge, and her family's trust, is too much to bear. Steffi is dragged into the cover-up. Desperate and overwhelmed, Taylor calls her daughter Steffi Forrester for help. When Steffi arrives at the scene, she is horrified by what she sees. Brooke, a woman who has been both an enemy and a thorn in her family's side, is dead. Steffi struggles to process what her mother has done and the implications of the situation. Despite her initial shock, Steffi decides to protect her mother. She knows the scandal and fallout would destroy Taylor's life and possibly tear the Forrester family apart. Together, Taylor and Steffi agree to hide the truth. They justify their actions by convincing themselves that Brooke's death, while tragic, removes a constant source of conflict from their lives. The cover-up. Under the cover of night, Taylor and Steffi transport Brooke's body to a secluded forest. They dig a shallow grave and bury her, hoping the remote location will keep their secret safe. As they cover the grave, the weight of their actions begins to settle over them. Taylor is racked with guilt, while Steffi tries to focus on the practicalities of avoiding suspicion. Before leaving the scene, they carefully dispose of any evidence that could link them to Brooke's death. They agree to act as though nothing has happened and to avoid any behavior that might raise questions. However, the strain of their secret begins to show almost immediately. Brooke's disappearance raises alarm. The disappearance of Brooke Logan sends shockwaves through her family and friends. Brooke was a central figure in the lives of so many, and her absence is quickly noticed. Ridge, who had been looking forward to working with Brooke to regain Forrester Creations, is especially concerned. He repeatedly calls her phone, only to be met with silence. Hope Logan, Brooke's daughter, is equally alarmed. She begins reaching out to everyone in her mother's circle, desperate for any information. The Logan family rallies together, growing increasingly worried as days pass without any word from Brooke. The Forrester family, too, becomes uneasy. Ridge, unaware of Taylor and Steffi's involvement, begins to piece together the timeline of Brooke's disappearance. As the tension mounts, the authorities are called in to investigate, and the search for Brooke intensifies. The police investigation. The police waste no time launching a full-scale investigation into Brooke's disappearance. They interview friends, family, and colleagues, piecing together the last known moments of her life. Security footage, phone records, and witness testimonies begin to form a picture of Brooke's final hours. Taylor and Steffi, despite their attempts to act normal, struggle to maintain their composure under the mounting pressure. Taylor's guilt begins to consume her, leading to erratic behavior that raises eyebrows. Steffi, though determined to protect her mother, finds herself cracking under the weight of the secret. As the investigation deepens, inconsistencies in Taylor and Steffi's stories start to emerge. Detectives grow increasingly suspicious, and the net begins to close in around them. The decision to cover up Brooke's death has far-reaching consequences for Taylor and Steffi. Their once close bond is tested as guilt and fear drive a wedge between them. Taylor becomes consumed by remorse, questioning whether she can live with the choices she has made. Steffi, meanwhile, struggles to reconcile her loyalty to her mother with the moral implications of their actions. For Ridge, the mystery of Brooke's disappearance is devastating. He refuses to give up hope, vowing to find her no matter the cost. His determination puts even more pressure on Taylor and Steffi, who must navigate their lies carefully to avoid suspicion. The Logan family, led by Hope and Bridget, refuses to let Brooke's disappearance fade into obscurity. Their relentless pursuit of answers ensures that the truth will eventually come to light, setting the stage for an explosive confrontation. What's next? As the investigation edges closer to uncovering the truth, the stakes couldn't be higher. Will Taylor and Steffi's secret be exposed, and if so, how will they face the consequences of their actions? Can Taylor find redemption for what she has done, or will her guilt destroy her? And how will Ridge react when he learns the devastating truth about Brooke's death? Next, we'll delve into the twists and turns unfolding in The Bold and the Beautiful, where secrets, schemes, and shattered loyalties are setting the stage for explosive drama. Let's unravel the latest developments as tensions run high at Forrester Creations and personal relationships are on the brink of collapse. A bombshell conversation leaves Zende torn. Zende Forrester finds himself caught in the middle of a corporate chess game, reflecting deeply on his recent, unexpected conversation with Brooke Logan. As the events of Monday's episode unfold, Zende recalls every detail of Brooke's startling confession. She revealed that her decision to take on the CEO position was not an act of betrayal, but a calculated move to restore Forrester Creations to Ridge and his family. Brooke's admission had left Zende utterly speechless. While he admired her determination to fix the damage caused by Carter Walton and Hope Logan's controversial takeover, he couldn't ignore the weight of the secret now resting on his shoulders. With every passing moment, Zende wrestles with the question, Should he share Brooke's plan with the rest of the Forrester family, or honor her trust and keep quiet? Zen's inner conflict is palpable as he replays Brooke's words in his mind. She was clear in her intentions, her actions, though misunderstood, were rooted in loyalty to Ridge and the legacy of Forrester Creations. For Zende, the stakes couldn't be higher. If he reveals her plan prematurely, it could jeopardize everything. But staying silent means risking the wrath of his family, who are already reeling from the betrayal they believe Brooke committed. Brooke's emotional confrontation with Ridge. Meanwhile, at the Forrester mansion, Brooke arrives with a heavy heart and an urgent need to explain herself to Ridge. She steps into the grand living room, its festive decorations offering a sharp contrast to the tension in the air. Brooke calls out for Ridge, her voice trembling as she hopes for a chance to set the record straight. When Ridge appears, his expression is a storm of anger and betrayal. Brooke barely has time to begin her explanation before he launches into a tirade. "How could you do this to me, Brooke?" he demands. "You took the one thing that matters most to my family and made it your own." Desperate to be heard, Brooke pleads with Ridge to listen. "I didn't do this to hurt you," she insists. "I did it to save Forrester Creations, for you, for Steffi, for Eric." But Ridge, blinded by his pride and disbelief, refuses to see past her actions. "You expect me to believe this is for me?" he scoffs. "You betrayed me, Brooke. You betrayed all of us." Before Brooke can respond, a voice calls out from upstairs. "Ridge?" The sound is unmistakable, and Brooke's heart sinks as she looks toward the staircase. There stands Taylor Hayes, wearing one of Ridge's shirts, a sight that speaks volumes about what transpired before Brooke's arrival. Taylor's return and Ridge's betrayal. Taylor's presence at the mansion adds a new layer of heartbreak to an already devastating moment for Brooke. It's clear that Ridge, unable to process his emotions, turned to Taylor for comfort, just as he has done so many times before. The sight of Taylor, her disheveled appearance hinting at their intimacy, shatters Brooke's composure. Without a word, Brooke quietly leaves the mansion, her resolve crumbling with every step. She steps into the cold night air, tears streaming down her face as the weight of Ridge's actions sinks in. Her plan to save Forrester Creations suddenly feels futile. Why fight for a man who so easily turns his back on her? As Brooke drives away, the gravity of the situation begins to settle. Ridge's actions have not only hurt her personally but could also jeopardize the very plan she had set in motion to restore Forrester Creations. Her faith in their shared destiny is shaken, leaving her to question whether it's worth continuing the fight. Zen's role in the high-stakes game. Back at Forrester Creations, Zende tries to focus on his work but finds himself consumed by the weight of what he knows. Hope enters the office, her presence a stark reminder of the power struggle unfolding within the company. "You don't have to hide your feelings from me, Zende," she says with a smile. "I know this transition hasn't been easy for you." Zende hesitates, choosing his words carefully. "It's just a lot to process," he admits. "Seeing my family pushed out like this, it doesn't feel right." Hope offers a sympathetic nod but remains firm. "Change is never easy, but sometimes it's necessary. Forrester Creations is moving in a new direction, and we need people like you to help us succeed." Her words hang in the air, a stark contrast to Zende's thoughts. As Hope leaves the room, Zende mutters to himself, "This new direction might not last as long as you think." Steffi's resolve and a glimmer of hope. At the Cliff House, Steffi shares her frustrations with Finn, who listens patiently as she vents. "I can't believe Brooke would do this," she says, pacing the room. "She knew how much this company meant to Dad, and she still took the CEO position." Finn tries to offer a calming presence. "Maybe she has her reasons," he suggests. But Steffi shakes her head. Reasons? She's playing right into Hope and Carter's hands. They're trying to erase us, Finn. But I won't let that happen. Despite her anger, Steffi finds a silver lining. If there's one good thing to come out of this mess, she says, it's that it might finally bring my parents back together. Maybe this is the push Dad needs to realize who he truly belongs with. The road ahead, a battle for legacy and love. As the events of this episode unfold, it becomes clear that the stakes at Forrester Creations are higher than ever. Brooke's plan to restore the company to Ridge and Steffi hangs by a thread, while her personal relationship with Ridge seems beyond repair. Zen's loyalty is tested as he grapples with the secrets he's sworn to keep, and Steffi's determination to protect her family's legacy sets the stage for a fierce showdown. With the holiday season offering little respite from the drama, the future of Forrester Creations, and the relationships that define it, remains uncertain. Will Brooke's efforts to save the company be enough to mend the fractures in her life? Or will Ridge's betrayal push her to abandon her plan altogether? Thank you for tuning in to BNB Spoilers channel. Stay with us as we continue to unravel the twists and turns of the bold and the beautiful. The drama is far from over, and the next chapter promises to be unforgettable. Don't miss a moment.